release, and nowadays, do you really need to customize your guns if you're a left-handed shooter like myself? The answer is an unequivocal no. It's been almost 4 decades since practical shooting became a thing. And this was a time when customization of competition pistols came into play, particularly with the 1911 platform. So, with IPSC and USPSA competitions, 1911s were customized, especially with regard to the thumb safety. Now, this is one important aspect because the 1911 is a hammer-fired single-action pistol, which needs an ambidextrous or a thumb safety in conjunction with its grip safety. And during IPSC competitions, there were exercises, there were evolutions where the shooter had to manipulate the pistol with his weak hand or the left hand, which is why since stock 1911 pistols came only with a thumb safety on the left side of the frame, custom gun makers began modifying 1911s to include a thumb safety on the right hand side for left hand thumb manipulation. That's the most I would actually do in as far as customization. And what about modifying the magazine release on the 1911? Now, this is the funny part. If you're a right-handed shooter, okay, to release the magazine, you will have to shift your grip so that your thumb meets with the magazine release button to release the magazine. But as a left-handed shooter, all I need to do is put my trigger finger on the magazine release button. And it's as simple as that. And I've never really had a problem, especially in shooting matches. I've always done that with the 1911 pistols that I used, or any other pistol for that matter. As long as my trigger finger can reach it, I can easily eject the magazine. And one big advantage, especially in the competition environment, if you release the magazine using your trigger finger, you never get disqualified, because the common problem with right-handed shooters, since they need to shift their grip, some shooters accidentally put their trigger fingers on the trigger itself, and this will result in a DQ. So that's one advantage of the left-handed shooter. All I need to do is press on the magazine release with my trigger finger. Even if I needed to shift my grip, I'm releasing it with my trigger finger, and my trigger finger is away from the trigger at all times. So as far as pistols are concerned, most of the pistols out in the market right now are more or less geared for both the left-handed and the right-handed shooters. In terms of design, you can see, for example, with the Glock, where the right side of the gun and the left side of the gun are symmetrical, meaning doesn't matter if you shoot it with your left hand, doesn't matter if you shoot it with your right hand, the gun will feel pretty much the same. So I really don't like the idea of shifting the magazine release to the thumb, because the same thing is likely to happen with me if I put the magazine release on the right side of the frame as a left-handed shooter and try to manipulate it this way. My trigger finger just might catch the trigger face. So I don't really like that. And that's about it. The ejection port, the shells go way off to the right, so that's really not the problem. There are times, depending on whose 1911 I'm shooting, that the shells actually eject towards my face, but that's a very, very rare occasion. But otherwise, the ejection ports, it's fine with me. And unless it's a stock 1911 without the ambidextrous thumb safeties, I really won't change anything about it. So what about rifles? Here we have an airsoft version of an AR platform, and for those who would like to verify if this is an airsoft, there's the hop-up system right there. And the charging handle really won't go that far. But anyway, this is airsoft version of an AR platform rifle, and as you can see, apart from the camouflage painting, there's really not much to say about this particular AR platform. It's pretty much stock. There's only, the safety is located only on one side, and the magazine release is oriented for the right hand shooter. So that's about it. And would I have any difficulty handling this particular platform? Actually, no. Or whenever I play airsoft, I shoot it the way I shoot any standard AR rifle, which is manipulate the safeties with my left hand trigger finger and manipulate the magazine catch with my right hand thumb. So let's just say I insert an airsoft magazine. If I needed to do a magazine swap, all I need to do is grasp the fresh mag, push down on the magazine release, and there you go. And I've successfully done a tactical reload on an AR platform. So it's not as fast as a right-handed shooter would do it, but somehow I can still use an AR platform just like anybody else. It's just that it's going to be a little slower with trying to adapt to the weapon rather than making the weapon adapt to me. And if I needed to push the paddle, all I need to do is slap it with my left hand, and there you go. So as you can see, as a left-handed shooter, there's really not much that I need to modify on any weapon system unless it was a 1911. Most of the modern pistols that are coming out in the market today are more or less geared towards an ambidextrous crowd. So even if you don't switch out the magazine catch on a pistol, I can still handle it. Even if I don't switch out or put an adapter magazine release on an AR platform, I still get by. As a shooter, I would rather adjust to the weapon than make the weapon adjust to me. And the advantage really is in an SHTF scenario, if I happen to pick up something like this, then I can just as easily handle an unmodified platform more than I would be able to handle something that had ambidextrous adaptations like a left hand magazine release or a bolt release device. It would be easier to handle something like this that's almost bone stock for a left hand shooter like myself, since I've already adapted to the platform. I already have my own shooting style, and in a battlefield pickup scenario, I will get by. And that's one advantage that I don't want to take away from myself, which is why I don't train with modified or lefty versions of any system. And well, that's been the long and the short of it. This has been Absabando for Manila Sentinel. Raw, make your lives idiot-proof.
Flyback 5100, maintain runway heading, climb 3,000 feet, runway 13, clear for immediate takeoff.